Review of a budget ukulele that I purchased recently. It's the brand, as you can see here, Hilary. On the headstock it appears to have been either deeply etched or engraved using some sort of heat tool into the neck. On the descriptor it says it's concert grade, so if I just run along here you'll be able to get a good look at the actual ukulele. It appears to be some sort of mahogany veneer, very open grained, but the scale length suggests it is a nice long 17 fret scale, and the 12th fret hits just here, which is above where the fretboard hits the body. It's rosewood, heavily knotted, so quite a thick chunk, but one of the nicest things I found about it was it's playable straight out of the box. And the action, if I just run that past you from the saddle there, going along here to the fretboard, and it looks like nickel alloy, nickel chromium frets. Action's perfect, and the nut width here measured across comes across at around 36-37 millimeters when I measured it. The scale length comes as 15 inches, which in centimeters is 38 centimeters. Now, although they say plywood on the site, you've got to remember I've translated that from the Chinese. I think we would more call this, in English, a veneer. Around the sound hole, an intriguing design. It looks to me very much like little bats flying around in a circle. Quite cute, really. Again, it looks like it's been possibly lasered in. It's not a sticker, it has been cut into the wood using some sort of heat tool. Now, as far as binding goes on the body, it's very basic, but you can see where they've actually glued the top, the veneered top, to the sides. It's quite a neat finish. There's a few blemishes on the instrument, but they're not perfect. And what I did find is that this particular batch of instruments seem to have a lot of colour variation. If you look at the neck, it's nice and solid. It really is a chunky, solid neck. The wood grain seems to swirl across it in a sort of a lateral direction, and again it's heavy, and the headstock is again the same material, and they've cut. You can see here, you can see the joinery here. There's like a wedge cut here crossways going diagonally on the neck. Very neatly done. I really do love the finish, and a nice open grain. And the back looks to be open poured, possibly mahogany veneer. But the beauty of this instrument is, if you look at the depth here, it comes across as 2.5 inches at its widest part, and the body size itself, taken from the top of the body here right up to the bottom, is 10.5 inches. So all in all, with this good scale length of the 17 frets, not all concert ukuleles have the 12th fret here. Many of them I've seen, the 12th fret hits there, so that gives you this extra playability. Immensely playable, resonant instrument. The fretboard, rosewood, as I say, thick knotted, and also here the saddle and bridge. The bridge here, nice wide bridge, and the saddle's been set perfectly. Nylon strings, standard tuning, ukulele tuning, and the tuning gears on this ukulele, if I turn it round, you'll see that they are open geared, quite substantial and heavy, and these black, they look like they're quite heavy plastic, well engineered tuning pegs, and it does hold tune very well. And I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised by this particular brand and the styling on it. And overall, I think you'd be very pleased if you purchase one of these, which are ostensibly a budget ukulele, but extremely well made and extremely playable. If you're looking to upgrade to a nice concert uke, you couldn't go wrong with this one, the Hilary. The Hilary, as it arrives in the box to you, doesn't come with the button at the end. I fitted this myself using my own little drill, craft drill. You have to take care when you're doing that, of course. There are instructions on how to do that on many sites, and the actual strap itself, I purchased this particular strap itself. I just like this particular design. I found these on a site and bought this online, and I tend to fit my ukulele straps between, if you look at where the open gearing is, I tend to fit them between the open geared tuning pegs, like so. If you wondered what this was here, it's the attachment I've put on from the strap, ukulele strap, and I tend to also have the strap itself. on closer to the headstock end of it. So there you go, the Hilary.